Welcome to another exciting episode of The Farm with Us, where we get to answer all your questions right here in our classroom. Just to remind you, Mia Local Poultry Farm is located in Chenjojo District along Fort Potro Road in a trading center called Rui Valley. We have another farm in Kachiri, but like I always tell you, if you need training, more of the facilities, more of the equipment, more of the different breeds and everything is at the farm in Chenjojo District. That's where the main farm is. Our subscribers, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for the views, for the likes. I can see our YouTube channel is growing very, very fast. You guys, we have been on YouTube for less than 3 months, but see where we have reached. I think we're clocking 1,000 subscribers maybe in the next 2 or 3 days. Guys, let's keep subscribing, let's keep liking, let's keep sharing this content so that everyone can benefit from it. Just to remind you, if you need to contact us, our phone numbers are just at the bottom of your screen. They're scrolling. Our returning subscribers, we can never thank you enough. Those guys who are viewing us from different places, we have people viewing from Zimbabwe as usual, the people from Namibia, guys from South Africa. There are so many sisters of us from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Dubai, I think all the UAE countries. We have guys watching us from USA, we have guys watching us from UK. Of course, our Ugandan subscribers, you guys, you are everything to us. You guys, thank you for making our phones busy. Thank you for making our WhatsApp busy. Thank you for putting in those orders. Every time you send in an order, please, you are putting a stone, you are putting a block to this YouTube channel. That's why we are able to come here each and every day to at least answer 1 or 2 or 3 of you. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive into today's question. Hello Mia, my name is Nakalema. I have reared chicken for 2 years, but I haven't been successful. Can you please tell me the reason why I am not successful, or I am traditionally cast? Oh my God. No, Nakalema, you're not traditionally cast. Please, you're not traditionally cast. We are going to break down each and everything we need to know to be a successful local poultry farmer. Okay? And I believe by the end of this episode, you are never going to be the same again. In every business, in every farming business, let me be specific. In every farming business where you need to rear poultry or animals, there are key things you need to consider. Now, these are the things we need to look at. There are about 4 or 5 things. Once these things are in place, you are going to succeed no matter what comes your way. So, this business of talking of traditional curses, unless if it's something different, but I don't think so. What are these 4 or 5 things? Number 1, genetics. Number 2, nutrition. Number 3, vaccination. Number 4, management. And number 5 will be marketing. Those are the 5 things we are going to talk about. And once these 5 things are in place, there is no way you're going to talk about not being successful. So guys, without wasting a lot of time, let's break one by one. We said number 1 is genetics. Okay, what do we mean by genetics? Now, we need to know the type of birds that you're going to rear, and not only the type of birds, but how good are these birds? How good is this breed that you're going to rear? Let's say you're going to rear layers. Now, if you want to rear layers, you need to know what type of layers do I need to rear. This applies also to the local chicken. If you say you are going to rear local chicken, it doesn't mean every Tom, Dick, Peter, and Jack who comes to advertise that I'm selling local chicken you are going to go there and buy from him. So many things I have been telling you over and over. By now, if you are following most of my episodes, you know there is something called inbreeding. I have been explaining inbreeding. I don't need to explain it again. But if you buy chicks, the one-day-old chicks that their parents were inbred, that means the father and the mother, or the hen and the cock that produced this chick, were related. Trust me, you're going to get very poor genetics. These are the chicks that in most cases they don't survive a lot in the brooder. 1 or 2 weeks they are dying. You come, 10 have died, 20 have died, 30 have died. The other day you come, 5 are dead. The other time you come, these ones are sick. In most cases, it's due to inbreeding. What other thing can lead to this business of dying and getting sick, mostly in the brooder? If the eggs were premature. What do we mean by this? Now, when your chicks start laying, okay, when your hens start laying, we say they start laying at 4.5 months. When you come and buy our hens, when you come and buy our chicks from Mia Local Poultry Farm, and you follow all our guidelines, in 4.5 months, they should have started laying. If they take too long, they will lay at around 5 months. But as we always tell you, the first eggs, the first 2 months of the laying, consider those eggs for eating. Please do not hatch those eggs. Because you will hatch those eggs, yes, the chicks are going to come out of those eggs. But what's going to happen? These are premature eggs. Okay? These are the chicks you're going to find dying. They can even survive the first 1 or 2 or 3 months. But they are going to grow when they are sickly, every time they are getting sick, every time they are getting flu, every time they are getting a fall typhoid, and you have to be on treatment over and over and over. And like I always tell you, once you are always and always treating your chicken, you are using money. Every dime that you get in your pocket to put in the medicine, the vaccines and everything, this is money. You are touching your profits. So guys, I encourage you to go to the tested farmers. Go to the tested farms. Go to farms with reputation. The farms that have been there and stood over time. That's where you can get your good genetics. That's where you can get your good genes. Okay? Now, we are done with the number 1, genetics. Once you have good genetics, you are going to have very good type of birds. They are not going to be dying. They are not going to be sickly. Yes, they will get sick. But like I told you, once the parent stock if the parent stock were good, these chicks are going to have like a very good immunity. They can withstand most of the diseases. So you only need to put in a few vitamins, a few vaccines and medicines, and they are good to go. But once you get those chicks that were inbred, those chicks that were got from premature eggs, trust me, you may cry. I'm telling you, it's very painful. You wake up in the morning, you enter your poultry house and find 20 of them are dead. You come back after 3 hours, you find these ones are dead and they're not showing any signs. And like I always tell you, diseases like inbreeding, they don't have any cure. What do I mean by talking of premature eggs? I'll give you a very simple example. If a girl of 14 years gets pregnant, we all know she can produce a baby. A young girl of 13 years. But it doesn't mean that she was ready to conceive and produce a baby. Now, this kind of baby, they produce when they are premature. In most cases, those are the sickly babies. You find them suffering from some funny genetic diseases, which in most cases don't have cure. That is the same thing that happens to the local birds. Let's go to our point number 2, nutrition. What is nutrition? I think most of us understand the word nutrition. It means feeding. Now, let me ask you, the one who is watching me, what are you feeding your birds? Actually, let me be specific to Nakalema. What are you feeding your birds? Are the feeds that you are giving your birds healthy? Do they contain enough proteins needed to give the chicken? Do they have all the nutrients that we require? Or you are just buying brand and giving your birds? Because I have seen more of the people talking that local birds, you don't need to treat them like the other exotic breed. Why? Okay? Why? Local birds, if you give them the same feeds that you are giving the layers, the broilers, they are going to put on weight, and in 4 months, you are going to be selling cocks of more than 3 kilograms. But if you don't give them the good nutrition that they deserve, they can even be in your chicken house for a year without putting 2.5 kilograms. So that takes you back to nutrition. What are you feeding your birds? Are you giving them the concentrate we are telling you to give them to? Most of you say concentrate is expensive. Yes, I understand it's a little expensive. Okay? It's like saying at home, if I eat chicken, it's expensive, so I'll be eating beans forever. You cannot eat beans forever. You need these nutrients. You need these proteins from the fish, from the chicken, from other different types of food. So you're not going to be feeding your chicken from the less quality feeds just because the feeds are expensive. Once you start saying the feeds are expensive, you are kicked already out of the farming business. Like I always tell you, it's better to enter in this business when you have studied it, when you have analyzed everything, when you have known how many birds I'm going to manage, when you have known how many birds you can raise up to the laying stage, because you know when they start laying, you're going to start earning money, and then you can invest in the feeds. So when you buy these chicks, when you are excited, you come to Mia Local Poultry Farm. Hi Mia Local Poultry Farm, I need to purchase 500 birds. Okay. We'll ask you a few questions, and then you're like, all I need are the birds. Just tell me how much money you need. And then we sell to you the chicks. You take the chicks, you feed them the first month, you give them feeds the second month. I give them feeds maybe half of the third month. And then now you start complaining, feeds are expensive, I cannot access maize. Maize is now expensive, the concentrate is expensive, and now you're going to start making some shortcuts. Now once you start making shortcuts, you're going to get paid back. You'll use the shortcut of not feeding quality food to your bird, but this bird, instead of laying at 4.5 or 5 months, it's going to start laying at 8 months. So that means you're going to spend another 3 months waiting for these birds to lay. And then you're going to start calling Mia. Mia told me these birds lay eggs at 4.5, 5. Now I'm in 8 months. I'm not seeing any egg. Maybe you sold me birds which are not okay. Maybe you sold me birds which were inbred and things like this. But you, if you sit and you recheck your mind, you revisit your books, what did you feed these birds? Every time you take a shortcut, you are going to be paid back. Remember, anytime you take a shortcut in feeding these birds, they are going to pay you back by 1, taking long to lay, 2, the cocks will take long to put on weight, so you cannot take them to the market. I will tell you that at 4 months, you are able to take your cocks to the market when it's 3 kilograms, and at 4 months, your cock is going to be 1.5 kilograms. You cannot take it anywhere. No one is going to buy it. So avoid shortcuts. Very important. You buy the feeds that we recommend. Get your maize. At least try to target when maize is at least a little low in the market. Stock enough maize, put it somewhere in your store. Stock enough concentrate, put it somewhere. Like I always tell you, maize takes more than 70% of the feeds that are required to give to your birds. So you guys who are up country, or if you can access that maize cheaply when we are in the season, please buy enough, stock all the maize you can afford, and keep them in your stores. You're going to have cut this problem short. Don't forget, what have we talked about? Nutrition. What you feed your bird matters. Okay? Don't rear your birds and give them bran only, or give them broken maize only, or start like I have my friend. He told me that me when I'm out of food, I give my birds sand. Like, seriously? How do you get sand and you give them to your chicken? And you know the reasoning he gave me is that when you slaughter chicken, there is that part called the gizzard, that inside there is sand. You know those sandstones inside. So he thinks the chicken can feed on sand or on those small stones. Now, he gets sand, mixes in the feeds, and gives the chicken. You are going to kill these birds. You're going to kill them. They are not going to give you the eggs you want. They are not going to give you the muscles, the meat that you are looking at. So, please, very important. Number one, we talked of the genetics. Number two, we have just talked of the nutrition. Number three, vaccine. When we give you these chicks, we always give you a chart. You guys who have bought chicks from us, you see us always giving you that chart. That chart is not something to put in your house and it's like a calendar, and no, you need to follow that vaccination chart. These chicks, I always tell you, at day one we vaccinate them against Marex and Newcastle. So we tell you after 7 days, please vaccinate again Newcastle. And then we tell you at 14 days, please vaccinate against Gomboro. Then at 21 days, please repeat Gomboro 2. And then at 28 days, we shall tell you vaccinate against Newcastle IB. That is infectious bronchitis. And so on and so on and so on. And then we always tell you that after finishing this chart that we have given you, please, every month, make sure you deworm these chicks. And every month, make sure you vaccinate against Newcastle. Vaccination never stops in chicken. Even if your chick is 1 year old, even if it is 2 years old, every month you need to at least once vaccinate them against Newcastle, because Newcastle can attack them at any time. So, if you don't vaccinate your chicks, there are two things you're going to face. First of all, they are going to get sickly. Every time you're going to be treating different diseases. Today you're treating against flu. The other day it's against fall typhoid. The other day you are treating the Gombolo. The other day you're treating a Newcastle. Then the other day they have fall typhoid. Then the other day again flu is back. So if you don't follow the chart that we give you, your chicks or your chicken are going to be unhealthy, and they're going to be sickly. So to avoid wasting a lot of money treating, because you know every time you treat these chicks, they get stressed. Once they get stressed, they don't eat. Once they don't eat, they can't wait. If they were laying, they will stop laying. Those are some of the reasons you find your chicks are not laying. You're like, today I picked such and such number of eggs. Tomorrow the eggs reduce. The other day they reduce. This is due to the stress. Every time you are treating these birds, they get stressed. It's like you, when you are sick and you take your medicine. Your body, there is a way your body starts feeling weak. So that is what those chickens go through. So what have I told you? Number 3, vaccination is very important. Please follow that chart that we always give you. Once you go off that and you start taking what others are telling you, you see local birds, you don't need to vaccinate them. You know, when we were growing up, I think every home had some birds in them, those local birds. You know, you have like 2 or 3 chickens, and there is 1 or 2 cocks. They will mate, they will produce chicks, and the chicks will grow, and you eat them and get the eggs. And there was no any kind of vaccinating them. There was no any kind of vaccination. I don't remember us vaccinating any of those chicks, but they would survive. And then after maybe like 2, 3, 4 months, a certain disease comes, fall typhoid. By that time, we couldn't tell, of course, I couldn't tell the name of the disease. And it sweeps away all the birds, and you find like 2 or 3 birds remaining out of the 30. And then you are like, you start lamenting, my chicks, maybe this disease came, I don't know where this disease came from, and it swept away all my birds, and I'm remaining with only 2 or 3. And then give them time. After like 1 year, you find you have like 25 or 30, 40 of them. So, to avoid that, please vaccinate your birds. Very important. So, let's go to the 4th point. What's the 4th point? Management. Management. I'll repeat again, management. If you don't have good management at your farm, you are wasting your time in chicken business. I repeat, if you don't have good managers, those workers, if they are not good, management doesn't mean the manager alone, the manager in the farm. No. Management, whoever is looking after your flock, even you inclusive, who is taking the decision? Are they taking the right decisions? Okay? Who are these boys who are entering in these chicken houses? Okay? Do they have the ability to know that this chicken is sick? I don't know. Are you with me? Because by looking at the chicken itself, before it starts even dozing, being dull, and all the signs we talked about, you can look at the chicken and know either it is sick or stressed, or it was being bullied by other chicks. So these boys, when you hire them, please don't stop at telling them that, you know what, the reason why I've hired you is to put in water and food, and that's all. No. Very important. If you yourself, you could be at your own farm. And more important, if every morning you're the first one to enter in your chicken house, and so before you sleep. Why do I always emphasize you being the first person to enter in your chicken house? You know, this chicken, early in the morning, they are very hungry. This is a trick I'll give you. Early in the morning, the chicks are very hungry. Now, once you come to the door, of course they will sense someone has come to the door and they have brought feeds. Now, once you open the door and you enter inside, even if you don't have the feeds, all the chicken are going to run coming to you. Now, when the chicks, all the flock will run towards you. Now, this is going to give you a chance to notice which bird has not come. Maybe 2 or 3 or 5 birds have not come. Then you're going to ask yourself why. Now, you're going to get the concentration of these birds that are running to you and put that concentration towards the other 2 or 3 or 4 birds that have not come. Now, you're going to be able to tell that either they are getting sick, or they are sick already, or they are stressed, maybe from being bullied by these other birds. You know, birds are like, can I say, people, like children. If you put them together, they will start fighting. It's a behavior, it's called a vice that, you know, attacks those birds. It's that funny behavior. They start fighting each other, sometimes for food, sometimes they are fighting for maybe one female bird, sometimes they just don't like that bird. And they are going to be pecking it every time. Now, if you yourself, you are not in that chicken house, and you are a phone call farmer, okay, you are in your business in town, and you are like calling your boys, have you given them food? Yes. Have you given them this medicine? Yes. Do they have water? They have plenty of water. But have you looked at those birds and identified them? Now, when you identify these birds, what do? You pick out these birds, you take them to the sick bay. It's very important to have at least one room. I call it a sick bay. Have that room where you can isolate these birds that are being tortured from, these birds that are sick. Get them out of the flock and put them in a different place. You can just construct a small space where you can put them. Now, when you put them there, give them food, give them the medicine they need, and when they're okay, you can return them back to the flock. So, all that is management. It's not the manager of the farm alone. Maybe the manager is busy doing other things. He has to think of this. He has to go to buy this vaccine. But these boys, the boys that are daily entering in these chicken houses, those are the first managers at your farm. How do you treat those boys? Do you get time to sit with them and talk to them about different things? Okay? Because you are getting so many millions and you are investing in your farm. Now, you're leaving this farm for these boys. Okay? These boys are picked from Sujui, where. They know nothing about farming. They know nothing about chicken farming. That's why we tell you every day, please bring those boys and we train them. Take these boys to our farm. We can give them a 1-day training, or we can give them a 1 month or 2 months or even 3 months. Okay? If they are slow learners, they can even take longer. By the time you leave me, a local poultry farm, as a trainee, I want you to be able to set up a brooder by yourself. Take the chicks through the 30 days or the 28 days in the brooder. Those are 4 weeks. Know what this chick is suffering from by just looking at the dropping, different colors of the dropping, everything. You should be able to treat those chicks by looking at the dropping, telling which disease it is, and knowing which drug to administer. It's very important. It's not that all the time you need to be calling a doctor. You know, when you leave these boys and you're calling them, all they're going to be telling you, hey, madam, so and so, 3 birds, we found 3 birds dead this morning, maybe 5 of them dead the other day, and all you're going to do is call the doctor. By the time you call the doctor, please be ready to pay some money, because he needs transport. He needs to cater for his time. And most importantly, the drug that would have costed you 7,000 shillings, that is about $2, is going to charge you 50,000 shillings. That is more than $15. So we have this tendency of this doctor, this is my doctor, but every time he goes to your farm, you are paying more money that you shouldn't have paid. So when you bring these boys to our farm for training, when you yourself you come for training, there are so many things that you will learn even before you start up the business. So let me not waste a lot of time on the management. The management part is too wide. I think in the other episodes I'll come and start breaking this thing one by one. I give it like a whole hour talking about management, talking about feeds, that is nutrition, okay, what is best for our chicken, what is not good for our chicken. Did you know that these local chicken need additionals to the feeds that you give them? Did you know that you need to give them those greens, those banana leaves, those yam leaves and everything? They are very important. All that is in nutrition. Yeah, we are done with management. Now let's go to the last point. What is the last point? It's obvious: marketing. When you come and do training at me, a local poultry farm, most of the emphasis, other than the first 4 we talked, because they are equally important: marketing, marketing, marketing. There is a lot that is involved in marketing. So many people have come up on our channel asking us to talk about marketing. I'm supposed to be making a separate episode talking only about marketing. But you guys, you need to market your birds even before you start rearing these birds. I repeat, you need to start marketing yourself as a farmer even before you start up a farm. There are some of you who rear chicken. I'll give you an example. I had a neighbor who used to rear broilers, okay, where you grew up. Now, this person, when the broilers clock 4 or 5 weeks, at the exact time he's supposed to sell them, that's when he gets a small placard and he puts broilers for sale and then puts it on that car road that is branching to his place. Now, in the whole area, in the whole village, no one knew that that guy is rearing chickens. Up to the extent of them being ready to be sold off. Not even his neighbor, not even us knew that he has chicken. Guys, why are you hiding your businesses? Why are you hiding your farms? Are you scared of thieves that are going to attack at night and steal these birds? Are you afraid of the local curses, just like Nakalima told us in our question? Guys, you need to market yourself. Market, market, market. Start with your family. Start with your friends. Okay? I will ask you a question. You want someone to come and buy your eggs. Okay? What was the last day you bought eggs for your family, yourself? You'll find that you have spent 3 or 4 or 5 months without even buying an egg or a tray of egg to bring to your own family. And then you want people to come and buy these eggs from you. Okay? Now, whom do you expect to eat your eggs? You should be the first, you yourself, you should be the first customer. That chicken that you're buying from somewhere, come and buy it from your own farm. Now, the next person to market to are your friends, your family. You guys have WhatsApp. Why don't you post these things on your status? Why don't you let your families, why don't you let your friends know that you have chicken? That you have started a chicken farm, you are raising local birds, you are raising maybe layers, you are raising broilers. You don't need to hide these things. Show them. If you fear to show them, then there is no reason why you need to come and join the chicken business. Some of you join the chicken business, you want to rear these birds, but you even fear to step there with your feet. Okay? You fear to step at the chicken poop. You even fear to touch it. Then, how are you going to handle? How are you going to hold this chicken and know it is sick? Know what it needs? How are you going to administer the drugs? Okay? Every time you see something, you need to call your boss. Hey, so and so, please come. You see this one, that one, that one. I don't need you clean it. Fine, they are going to do it. But you yourself, when you clean that house once in a while, you can see the blood that came with the poop for these birds. And then you'll know that, okay, I have seen this blood, because it's very hard to see blood everywhere in the chicken house. But once you see this small blood, then you're going to know my chicks have coccidiosis. Okay? Now, once you know they have coccidiosis, they're not going to tell you that they have coccidiosis. You may not even see any other signs. But that small blood that you have seen, that is when you're going to determine that, okay, let me administer maybe Cocid or maybe Esdine to my birds. So, please, don't leave everything for the boys. Yes, you pay them a lot of money, thank you. But if you leave everything for them, then your business is gone. So, marketing, market to your family, market to your relatives, market to your friends. You guys have these social media apps. Okay? You're always on your social media dancing. Yes, it's not bad to dance because it takes away stress. But instead of dancing, once in a while, post your business. Let your social media friends know that you have a business and you deal in this kind of business. That is all marketing. Put in your phone number. Trust me, you're not going to post more than 10 videos and you don't get more than 10 people calling you back, even if they don't buy from you. But when they call you back, know that, okay, my advert is reaching miles. That one person who is going to come and splash a lot of money to your farm and take you to the next level, you'll never know where it's going to come from. You'll not even know who has recommended him to your farm. Okay? So, use every opportunity you have. You have your phones, you have your social media apps, WhatsApp, TikTok, YouTube. Market, market, market. Now, again in the market, Like I told you, we're going to break down market. We're going to make a special episode for marketing, and we shall make another special episode for management. So, guys, 5 things we have talked about. One, genetics. The second one was nutrition. The third one was vaccination. The fourth one was management. And lastly, but not least, marketing. So, once you have these 5 things in place, trust me, you are going to thrive. You're going to make it. That's how we started. Take a look at us. I think we need to be sharing some of the pictures where we started from. Like I told you, we have been here on YouTube, I think, for the past 3 or 4 months. We haven't been on YouTube for long, but if we didn't wake up and start marketing, we have got a lot of customers from YouTube. This is all marketing. So if we didn't wake up in the morning and think of